Last time on Critnet, Kruz found Commander Suitanin bringing all of the weapons and armor that he is set and prepared to repair, finding that their deal spanning much deeper than he first anticipated, and realizing that he must get all of this done before the crew plans to leave within the next 2 to 3 days. Ghastgar and Parker sought out Edward Ludicius and began to talk with him, having a very strange interaction with what seems to be a visage of Ellanya, protecting and guarding her injured brother. Ghastgar at one point stretched out his hand and made a deal with Ellanya for power in exchange to bring her back. Parker, skeptical of all, did not step in to stop, but rather took it to heart that this was a bad idea, and that ill may come of it yet. Ellanya, Agi, and my name is had a girls' day, drinking, running around the ship, having fun, until finally, my name is, at one point with Ellanya's encouragement, found herself storming towards Relic, and a chance to romance the turtle. And after a practical joke by Vall and Button, the two found themselves split from embarrassment in quite hilarious fashion. At the very end, Ellanya, Parker, and Ghastgar were found to be glowing. Parker and Ghastgar seeing this through eyes seemingly blessed by whatever deities have bestowed upon them. Now with all of this, what's going to happen next? Let's find out.
Hello everybody, and welcome to Critnet. Here we have everyone returning once again. Would you guys like to take a moment and introduce yourselves?
Sure, I'm Elliot Flower, and I play and voice act the illustrious Vall.
Hi, I am Lola, and I play as Ellanya.
Hey, this is Cornish. I play as Ghastgar.
Hey everyone, this is James, and I currently play as Kruz.
Hey everyone, this is Chris Riggs, filling in for Chris Riggs, playing as Parker Prax.
All right, that covers all the important players. Let's move on.
No one needs to know about the DM.
And I am Sawyer Fisher, DM of this adventure.
You.
And here we pick up. You all right now? On the airship. You all pick up. There is only about 2 days left in this journey, barring anybody wanting to do anything in particular on these 2 days.
The only thing is that we were looking for that map from Vall for no one.
Yes. Vall, you are found by Parker Prax, Edward, and Ghastgar.
Vall. May we borrow the map, please?
Now, of which of you is this concerning of we?
The three of us, me, Ghastgar, and no one. He's going to show us potentially the area where the Temple of Cred can be found.
A likely story.
Well, you know, any lead is better than nothing.
No. Sometimes information is best kept hidden, especially from him, should he be who he claims him to be.
Yes, we're not giving him information. He's giving us information. And I understand we should hold that with a grain of salt. But we have currently nothing to go on and literally a world-size fracture to crawl to try and find something that moves. So if we can get any intel about where something might be, it could be helpful.
And we would also not have this information if I shot him dead right now and threw him over the ship.
You see Edward standing there just, my dear man, I am here to grant you information, not take anything from you. I pose no threat, I assure you. If you were to merely allow us to view the map, I can mark where I believe it will be in our orientation, and then it will be returned to you. I need not be able to even touch it, and you may have eyes on it the entire time.
How many Magitech drives do all of you have?
Now we're bartering.
Now we are bartering. These two have something I want, and you are going to add more information to the thing that I have. You barter, or you get nothing.
Well, I can tell you where the Temple of Cret is.
That does not concern me.
What is it you would like to know?
Is that what I'd like to know? I gave you my asking price. Of what Magitech drives do you have available? Vall's looking at you two as well.
Parker doesn't have any Magitech drives.
I think Ghastgar very annoyedly reaches into his pocket and grabs a first level and a cantrip drive and hands it over to him with a sigh.
It'll do. When everything goes sideways, though, expect it. And Vall will pull out his map/spellbook.
Right. Parker, if you would.
I'll begin to play.
Once again, the map appears, constantly shifting with the movement of the airship. Edward puts his hand to his face, looks up and down, looks at the shifting movements. Ah, so that's where it is. Well, it's not very hard at all. Right now, we're on the edge, mind you, very lucky, of the forest and the sanded area. This indicates that we have just passed the temple, actually. It is in the thickest part of the jungle. So right now, it is on a 4-day rotation. So it takes 4 days to come back to where it is, so you might actually be quite lucky if you land in Morin and then delve about straight down. You will land within, I would say, a day's journey of the temple. I wish I could point it out to you directly, but it is right now currently off the map and heading in the opposite direction of the airship, which is actually a good thing.
Parker would like to make an insight check. Okay, I was going to say, so that's a total of 6 for my insight, so I don't know if that's going to do nothing.
Oh, no! No!
A natural 2 plus 4.
Against a god, no.
I've been suspicious this whole time, so I might as well roll my insight.
Go for it.
Yes.
I don't know if that could show up well or not, but I just not 20
22.
that.
Nice. That's amazing.
With a natural 20, Edward is being genuine. As he is looking up and down, he has, as far as you can tell, deduced that giving you this information, if anything, is going to benefit him in whatever way possible. And he is, in fact, being genuine.
Sir Ludicius, you say it's off the map. Can you point, using the scale that the map is currently in, and you point to approximately where you think it would? And I send up one of my little floating ball things to take a picture of wherever he points.
Yes, as he kind of maneuvers around using kind of the scale, he goes to the farthest end of the room that you guys are in and just kind of orients himself and right about here.
Oh, okay. That's not that helpful. Okay, we're gonna do this again when we get to Morin.
All right. Don't worry, that won't be a problem. Now, this will continue to move, but I can give you more landmarks if we simply watch the map. Vall, if that is all right with you, if this has been enough of a look, you may retrieve your map.
Go ahead, study it as you will. You have paid for the privilege. And Vall will recline back and take a nap again.
Well, Ellanya and Kruz, is there anything that you two would be doing at the current time?
No, Ellanya's passed out. her and Adji and
yes.
Walter just passed out drunk.
All three of the... and my name is... never mind, not my name.
She's with
No, she's busy. She's in a different place. Nah,
she's wrestling.
So there's Walter, and then Adji's got you in one arm, and then Merdina in her other arm. And you guys are all just passed out together.
Oh, I love it.
Some of us are trying to sleep off a hangover.
That's
Yes.
adorable. Okay, and then... Kruz, you are just continuously working on improving or crafting your weapon and improving the armor?
Yeah.
Very good.
I am busting through all the armor that I need to get done.
All on the ship, actually. Just what I've seen or come across Kruz working on all this armor.
Mm-hmm.
Can Parker help?
That's so sweet.
You may
Aw.
certainly try.
If you can't help, you can always inspire.
Yeah.
As I was like, if I can't help, I can give him a plus.
How many inspirations are you allowed a day?
It's a new day.
How many
Oh, no,
going
it's
to
All
spend
the
if that is
inspirations.
I can do 5 inspirations a day, yeah. And that would add a D8 to any check you make.
Okay.
Can we take a quick aside for something with Ghastgar that will actually end up proving possibly beneficial to this as well?
What would you like to do?
Ghastgar takes a look down at his right arm where Swiss, his cannon usually, is kind of attached to his wrist, and sees that there's kind of that crystalline glow that absorbed into him when he became part warlock. That seems to be migrating its way into the circuitry of Swiss. Swiss, come out. And as I say that, I notice this surge of energy that seems to flow directly from me into Swiss, and I feel a connection to Swiss that has not existed before.
You indeed.
I feel like I am thinking with you. What is this? I didn't program this into it. I instinctualness have Swiss form a new mode, and I can tell that it has some sort of helpfulness to it, and I feel my newfound energy directing me directly toward Kruz, and I say, Kruz, can I help you as well?
So at this point, I have all the weapons and armor put out in order of least amount of work to most amount of work, and I'm just going to look at him and say, Ghastgar, this is my setup, and on the opposite side of the forge, you see all of my weapon parts strewn out and everything, and it's all looks like all that has to be done is put together.
Think vampiric. I need permission here. Can I help you?
Vampiric.
Yeah, just dive in wherever you want to.
I shoot you with Swiss.
Kruz falls off the side of the ship.
As you feel the impact of this, you are now granted a D8 of inspiration.
Sawyer, before we continue, on top of that, I regain all of my inspiration on a short rest.
Okay.
Who's getting done today?
So Kruz, right now, what would have been a mad dash to get all of this done as fast as possible, Parker comes up, begins to play music for you. Parker, what do you play for him?
Heavy metal, because he's blacksmithing.
he just plugs his violin right into an amp.
I don't have heavy metal in post.
Can you play polka on a violin?
Da vida molka. Oh, wrong song.
He plays blue.
I can't remember if it was a Michael Jackson song or if it was a Weird Al song
blue.
about being dirty and trying to get clean.
That's Weird Al.
But what song was it? Because I feel like it was also like a ripoff of a Michael Jackson song.
Like, just beat it while you hammer the sword.
It was a ripoff of. No, Michael, that was Eat It.
No, I know. I'm saying play beat it while you beat this sword while you're forging it.
Stay alive, stay alive. Oh wait, no, that's CPR.
Sawyer in post inserts 80s inspirational music.
80s inspiration.
Like montage music.
Weird Al.
Yeah.
Nope, that's white and nerdy. Never mind.
Oh.
All right.
I would also like to use Flash of Genius to kind of go over to his whole workshop area and create some jigs to just take care of some of the common tasks to help make that go faster. They grant a +5 to whoever is using it.
Hey, Ghastgar, you make a pencil. Oh my gosh. Ghastgar, you make a pencil sharpener for swords and daggers. out of very, very quick whetstones. So as he taps his foot, it's constantly grinding the stones as he's working with his hands. And you're able to very quickly jig several other of these systems up. And you are able to craft them at Kruz. You are able to utilize them to the beat of Parker. And within a day, all of the pieces of the sellsword's armor not only made to be usable, but are improved several-fold. And with that, by the end of the second day...
Can I just say the result of what I rolled for my tinkering check to help with this?
Sure.
Okay, so I rolled a nat 20. Plus 6 for plus 6 for my own hitting myself with my own inspiration. I'm assuming maybe I can get some inspiration off of Parker as well.
Roll a d8.
Roll a d8. Okay, so 10 total from additional inspiration. So that's up to 30. Plus 5 for my jigs, so 35. Plus 11 because of my tinkering skills. I just rolled 46.
That's good, because out of everything I rolled, I was only able to roll, combined with everything, I was only able to roll a 21, so yay.
Wow!
So who's the better blacksmith?
In this exact moment, the dice is siding with you.
My goodness, that was one heck of a roll, sir. I will say this.
Birdman, you played Pathfinder over there? What's going on?
For real though.
With something like that,
I just have one question. Was any of those weapons or armors specifically Commander Sutanines?
one of them looked like chewed at like the hilt. Commander Sutanine has a small habit of kind of like chewing on his pencils, but like chewing on the hilt of a couple of his weapons. Just a weird thing he likes to do. You know, only very few people have seen this. So, I mean, you might be able to deduce that one or two of them were his. Or it could just be scratches and dents.
Okay, the pommel of that one that's all chewed up, I'm going to replace that with petrified wood. So when he tries to chew on it, it breaks his teeth.
Duly noted.
Rude.
You might have had it coming to him.
I mean, it's going to look really, really nice, and it's going to be all polished and everything, but yes, it's not going to be very easily chewed on.
Okay.
Then for the remainder of the time, I'm going to take a massive swig of coffee because Jerry has been keeping my coffee pot at a steady simmer, and I'm going to sit down and focus on my own weapon.
I love it.
Okay, so cutting 2 days worth of work down to 1 day. Now, on the next day, you're able to work and craft on your own weapon. Commander Sutanine and his merry band comes and meets up with everybody. And it's at this moment that you guys are able to see them all and don their armor, don their weapons. And Vall, Commander Sutanine comes up to you. This is where we leave off. For those of us who must not reach Daletown, as you must understand.
Well, to be honest, I'm bringing one of you with me anyways. That should not be going with, but I need papers. And this ship needs papers.
Oh, the papers have already been written. We already did that.
Obviously, we had like...
This was requested back on our beginning.
I know. Don't worry about it. I know what I'm doing, Amanda.
Of course you do. You are a sellsword.
Now, yes. Now, lacking any more decorum, get off these ships. We are way over the border for you should have gotten off at.
You see him salute you, clap, and then several of the sellswords just yeet over the edge of the airship. What few were going to stay, Elliot? I wanted to make sure I had that right, because I did not have that written in my notes, because I believe it was...
A Tumblebrook, who is going under a new alias, and Scorpio is coming with.
All of the sellswords, except for Tumblebrook and Scorpio, jump ship. Each one of them possessing a parachute, most likely taken somewhere from the ship. And as whoever may watch, the small poofs pop out, all of them do. except for Buttons, who does not pop out till what you would imagine he hit the ground, but then it pops out just moments before. It seems as though he just enjoyed doing that. Then you hear someone yelling as though he may have stolen something on the way down, just by passing them, and is now trying to get away. Classic sellsword things. But anyway, the final days pass. Kruz, you are able to successfully craft your weapon. All bonuses and all things that you were attempting to do with it have now been applied. Parker, Ghastgar, you have assisted in this. Very well done. You cut off quite a bit of time, and the possibility of Kruz having to now be beholden to the sellswords and jump off with them.
Do I take any points of exhaustion or anything for rushing through this?
Not due to the fact of your friends. Your friends have genuinely helped you out and survive this without having to exert yourself too terribly.
I'm gonna definitely give Jerry a chunk of coal out of that. And Ghastgar, Parker, thank you guys very, very much.
Give him something better than coal.
I mean, I do have a small vial of wood sap left, so I'm gonna drop that on top of the coal.
Very good. And it's at this point, Vall, you and Edward, while the other two have been assisting, for the majority of the ride have been studying the map. Edward has been pointing out several landmarks to you, and has been regaling to you the various terrains that change on the 4th level, and you have gained a clear understanding of exactly where the temple is supposed to be. At no point has Edward touched the map, and at no point has Edward made a move to do anything else other than observe and give you information.
I would like to have taken pictures of every time he pointed something out and make notes.
Okay. Running back and forth, you were able to do so.
Perhaps I just sent one with Vall, with instruction.
There you go. And Ellanya, the last couple days you've been sleeping off the worst hangover you've ever had. Because drill spit, it's rough. Especially with Merdina now taking no account to it and immediately waking up and wanting you guys to now start running and jumping and playing with you guys. And Walter is getting a psychic contact high and...
Oh my god, no! No!
What is it? Oh my goodness. A contact hangover from you.
No! Poor Walter!
As your mental capabilities is drained, it seems as though Walter is reflecting you as well. And even as he wakes up, he's like, I don't want to do it. No. Ellanya, I'm not doing this.
Then I just literally grab him around the neck and just pull him in and be like, then let's just cut till I go back to sleep. And I just fall back in.
And as Merdina just continues to bounce around, Agi just rolls up with you guys and just really bear hugs you. He's like, nope.
Yep. Nope, we're not doing it. No, we're potatoes. No responsibilities today.
And being potates for 2 days, you guys make your way to Morin, and you're able to see Tailtown cresting the far horizon.
I was a potato for 2 days.
Hooray! We made it off the airship, or at least almost have. Oh, what is this, 8 episodes later?
Oh my goodness.
I think I left something in Hopel. We gotta turn back.
Quick, jump in the box. It'll teleport you there.
I pick up Parker and I throw him off the side.
It belongs to the fracture now.
Parker gets yeeted. I shoot him on the way down. How long does it take for him to hit the ground? Because that's how many attacks I'm making.
Kruz is before we jump ship. Kruz is gonna look for the box. Who has the box?
Okay. Just saying, 4 episodes. It will take 4 episodes for you guys to get off this airship.
Did we ever get it back from Edward? I don't think we ever got the box back from him.
Edward still has it.
Nope.
Yeah, no, he didn't.
That's probably better.
Pay a visit to
No,
Edward and get
you
the box
guys
back.
don't get the
Probably for the
box
best.
back. You guys just go about your business. No. You guys are the last people who need that box. All 4 of you.
Okay. Kruz.
I'm looking for the box.
Yeah, I was like, hold on. Where's the box?
The last time I heard about it, the sellswords had it.
Well, they've yeeted, except for Tumblebrook and Scorpio, who at the moment are just kind of reclining up against the railing, kind of rolling dice on the railing itself, very expertly.
Parker will just head back to Edward's room and knock on the door, or see if he's in it.
Okay. Heading back, you actually recall leaving Edward still with the map, and in the room that Huum, Vall, and Edward are now working in the study to still observe the map. He is still there, just awaiting and watching.
Hold on, I'm really good with doors. Is Edward's door, is no one's doors locked?
It's missing a handle, so technically, yeah.
Yay!
Am I with Parker?
Parker has now gone downstairs. You could have joined him on the way down.
Yeah, I'm gonna join him on the way down.
Okay.
Goals, get off the boat, everybody. God dang it.
Yeah,
No,
I
you
know.
gotta find the
I
box.
believe the box might be in Edward's room. I'm gonna go check it.
Are the hinges swinging in or are they swinging out?
They swing in.
Kruz is gonna kick the door.
Roll a strike check.
Poor Edward. Actually, no, I'm just kidding. Frack Edward. Get him.
What? How dare you?
It's Sawyer's own woods.
He just spent the 3 days helping you guys.
I'm sorry, he didn't spend any days helping me with.
That is a 15.
Okay, with a 15, you managed to kick the door in.
17. Or sorry, 16. 16. I math. I can't do it. 16.
With a 16, you're able to kick the door in almost the same as a 15, just a little harder. And it opened successfully. With it screeching open, the room is empty. It has the bed, wardrobe, empty desk, footlocker, all of the other descriptions that I cut from the other one because it sounded awful.
Any box. No box.
No box.
I will use my detect magic, my eldritch sight.
There's actually nothing magical in here.
Can I roll insight on you? I feel like you're lying to me.
Dadgummit, roll.
It's only a 9.
Well, I got a 12 minus 4, so I'm at an 8. I'm not lying.
Can I sniff the air and find Edward?
Yes, he is in the study with Huum, Vall, observing the map.
I go, hey, Edward, box, Castiel's box. Can we have that back?
I regret to inform you that no, you may not.
Why?
Given the fiasco as of last time, I do not trust your party members with it.
Valid. They're not going to let you keep the box.
Unfortunately, that is a non-negotiable now, by this point, given the fact one of your party members almost died to it.
Does he have the box in his hand?
Yes, he's just been carrying this box around for 3 days and just conveniently just has it there.
I'm just wondering if it's in his hand at the moment.
No, it is not in his hand at the moment.
He's like, it's such a pretty little box. Look at it, guys. I just carry it everywhere.
Kruz doesn't know that Castiel is no one. Like, Kruz has been away from those conversations.
Wait, what? Castiel's.
What?
But during his big reveal, Kruz wasn't there. Kruz doesn't know he's a god.
Edward's no one.
Or, sorry, Edward.
Fair enough.
I'm pretty sure you were there, though, weren't you?
No, he
Or
wasn't.
we at least told. Oh, I thought we told you about it.
You guys did regale to him the information.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
I was gonna
correct.
say we had a big study buddy area for a bit, so.
That's right.
But no, he does not have the box in his hand.
Can they come to you to use the box without any prerequisites?
I will make the determinations of that with whom comes up and with what. Because...
I'm out of it here.
What?
Vall tilts his head down and is disappointed because Edward didn't get the joke.
Sorry, Edward didn't hear it. I have to crane my neck down to hear this mongoose. Makes anything above about 4 feet very hard to hear.
So if I have to explain it now, the joke dies.
What, like a frog?
Almost exactly like a frog.
I understand. So yes, no box for you all. However, if I do see this map correctly, we are approaching Tailtown and about to be over it, so we might want to prepare to disembark.
Yep, I'm okay with that. I'm personally kind of a fan of the box going away. I just don't think there's some lunatics here who really like the box and putting things in it.
Don't worry, Mongoose, it is the safest with me.
That could be questionable.
ignoring that and making his way past you guys onto the deck of the ship. You see him go to the edge and begin to look out towards the distant horizon of Tailtown coming up.
Is Relic in sight anywhere?
Nope.
I sniff the air.
Roll an investigation check.
I would assume I'd got an advantage when I did this before with sniffing using animals.
Yes.
Okay. 16.
16. You do not smell Relic.
Does anybody know where Relic is?
Can Ellanya hear him say this?
No, wait. Can I smell my name is?
With the same roll, no, you may not.
Or
no, you cannot. Sorry. Not may not. Cannot.
Do I smell an unusual scent that is the blending of the two?
No, you do not. There is no babies been born on the ship yet.
Yet.
Well, that's a promising indication for our portal friend.
Ellanya, here's your new sibling. What?
All right. Well, everyone is gathering on the ship. Ellanya, you even see Agi kind of get up and hear the announcement that you guys are about to be to Tailtown. All right. I think we should. I think we should get up there.
My head still hurts. All right, help me up. I'm gonna like pull my hand up to Agi.
She literally just like goes down and just like scoops you up.
Oh, sweet. I'm just gonna lay my head on her shoulder, be like, "Okay, let's go."
No worries, darling. And she begins to carry you out with Medina quickly in tow and Walter hitting his head on the doorframe on the way out because he can't see straight. So making your way out to the deck of the ship, everyone starts to accumulate. The rest of Guild Lafta also join you all. And at the moment, Tailtown seems to be about maybe a mile out, maybe 2 miles. And you see Luncia, actually Ghastgar. You would recognize her right now at the stern of the ship, and you see her beginning to operate several levers as she's moving them.
I was literally about to ask about her. Luncia. It looks like you must be up to doing some sort of preparations for landing. What do we need to know? And are we going to be in trouble with other Deodovan for landing in town with this ship?
Right now, I'm going to try to land the ship outside of the town. Most likely, once we land, you guys are going to want to get out as fast as possible. The Deodovan are going to send a party out to dock the ship. So, when you guys are not there, me and Dallin will be able to explain a situation and get off fairly easily. But you guys will have to have evacuated. You see her pull another lever. Just getting to the landing gear ready to go.
Okay, I want to be clear. Are we going to lose this ship?
Well, it's probably not. I mean, it's just going to be a matter of getting past the Deodovan. And as she pulls the lever, there's an immediate explosion to the right side of the ship. You guys are all rocked to the side. I need dexterity saving throws from all of you.
Oh,
At least I
God.
have proficiency in this one.
I was wondering why you kept peeking at that journal. I was like, something's coming. I knew it. Oh, what is it?
That's a 16.
I got a 10.
17.
Oh, wait, no, that wasn't a d20. Hold on. It was an 11, so I mean, save outcome. Pretty much.
I got a 7.
We're all rolling so bad.
Parker rolled a 23.
I rolled a 15 with a +3.
Here I am rolling 7s.
I literally rolled a 7, but I have a +3 for dex. Or no, I rolled an 8, and I have a +3 for dexterity. Ellanya's going down.
I rolled a 5, and I have a +2.
Well, I mean, Agi's holding Ellanya, so technically, if Agi rolls good for dexterity, I'm fine.
We're all screwed.
Alright. My apologies. In you saying that, I realized my
Oh, no!
as a notebook with my actual things was downstairs. Good job, Sawyer. All right, my apologies. Everyone's deck saves.
11.
17.
7.
You say that with no hope. You're just like...
I have 0 hope. 0 hope.
Parker got a 23.
What did Adji get?
Vall with an 18.
And Ellanya?
11.
Okay. Kruz and Ellanya, you are immediately shunted off of your feet, and you begin to fall off the side of the ship. Actually, excuse me. Oh no. Adji, who right now is holding you, loses her footing and drops you. Ellanya, as you are dropped out of Adji's hands, right next to you, Walter actually jumps up, grabs you by the back of your shirt, and then puts both of his paws against the edge of the railing and actually catches you.
Yay! Good job, Walter!
Kruz, you manage to catch yourself with your wings and are able to stop, looking up, seeing Ellanya just dangling over the edge of the ship. Walter's teeth bit hard against the back of her shirt, and the rest of you are able to catch your feet and not be shunted off of the ship. Ghastgar, you see now the wide-eyed Luncia look around, look up, and then look to the side and see as one of the large engines of the ship kind of crests the side, you see it now entirely on fire.
Oh no.
That's not good. And you see her begin to pull various levers right now, beginning to take the power off of one and begin to try to put it to the other one. This is not good, this is not good, this is not good.
Can I start pulling levers with her? I imagine I'm familiar enough with how things work.
Yes. You take the side of the control panel responsible for the left side of the ship. In beginning to orient the levers in the proper order, please roll an intelligence check with advantage.
24.
24, knowing exactly which ones in order to pull, in order to orient the ship in the correct fashion, you are able to adjust properly, but the ship is losing altitude very, very quickly. Looking down, you are able to see around you all massive fields of grain in every direction, golden barley and wheat extending for as far as the eye can see, and you see a small pathway or road that is right now probably about 25 feet wide. It is about 400, 500 feet in front of you.
Can I somehow aim the ship to land on that road instead of the barley field, sparing somebody's crops?
Yes. Right now, you see Luncia and you acting in sync. Roll another intelligence check.
Advantage again, or no?
Yes.
Oh, thank goodness. Oh, not better.
Oh no.
9.
9. Okay. With that, you guys all feel the ship dip further down, and it's beginning to lose altitude even faster. Lucia right now is now pointing to you, Ghastgar. No, not that one, that one. Use this right now. No, that was... Okay, and then the ship is just continuing to deck down faster and faster. The rest of you, what are you doing?
Kruz is flying back to the ship, and he's going to yell, Ellanya, wild shape, Parker, Huum, let's go. We got to get off the ship. It's going down. Being away from the ship, Kruz can see that it's damaged.
So people are still trapped in their rooms, yes? Because of the handle prank?
Well, for the time being, you see everyone except for Relic and Mai.
I said Fluffy to break the door down. Go, yep, to go get them.
Okay. Fluffy crashes to the floor of the ship, denting the copper flooring, and just rushes down, bending the walls as it does go below deck, and you hear it crashing down through it, and then you hear the metal hinges get ripped off of a door, and two very startled shouts as something now happens. Mind you, the ship has now had an explosion and is now falling down, and right now a rock monster just ripped off their door. I'm just saying, the context here might not be what you're expecting.
Relic so Fluffy, he knows.
Okay, fine, I'll give you that one. My name didn't.
Relic can tell her in 0.2 seconds.
For all Relic knows, Fluffy's gone rogue.
Well, they're unlocked.
Chris, make another tinkering check with advantage.
If anything, Fluffy feels threatened by someone else being...
No, stop it. PG, sir.
tinkering this time, non-intelligence.
Or yes, an intelligence check.
Just intelligence. Okay.
Yes.
Dang. 14. Man, I'm rolling
14.
bad on these. Can I use one of my flash of geniuses on this?
Yes.
Okay. The flavor of it would be having remembered a flash from one of my video recordings I took of a better lever to pull in a creative way for a 19.
19, okay. Kruz,
Yes.
you have shouted. Does anyone respond to Kruz?
I will go to Kruz, but I also want to say I do have the spell Control Winds.
Okay. Are you going to utilize this?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, what level spell is it?
It is a level. It's level 5.
A level 5. Do you have that kind of drive on you to do so?
What level of Magitech drive do I need for that?
Level 5.
Level 5.
Okay, then I need to run in the captain quarters and go get my big Magitech drive from there. Okay, I'm running the captain's quarters. Sorry, Kruz, I'll be right back. And she's like, we'll run into the...
Wait, you own one?
Yes! Ellanya's got a lot of dough. She just hasn't shoved it in your guys' faces. She buys things she needs.
How many people in the world even own one of those?
Not a lot.
Not a lot.
She's what, one of 3?
I said I had a baby backpack for my Magitech drive. Did you guys not listen to me say that?
Imagine millionaire level kind of owning. So there's a lot of them, just not a lot that you get to meet on a daily basis.
You basically gotta be in the top 2%.
And there's a reason why Ellanya has this much dough on her end in the first place. Riggs.
When Kruz shouts that out, can Parker make a check to see if his parents are within sight?
Yes, your parents are within sight. Actually, they're just up on the ship. Not hard to deduce. Janice right now has grabbed all 3 of them, is kind of holding them all around the center mast.
Do they look secure?
Yes. Janice flexing her toned musculatures in her tiefling form, socks on both hands, is definitely holding tight to your parents. The socks do have googly eyes on them.
Yeah.
Sorry, I felt like I had to confess.
Does this set off Parker's
No.
Sock puppets are what get Parker.
No, you've humanized the sock. I can no longer allow this.
The googly eyes killed him for him.
No, dude, no. Please don't do that.
Parker does not look at the googly-eyed sock puppet and go, what do those Perta lips can do?
Parker will look at those socks and yell blasphemy. No. Knowing that they're taken care of by Janice and her sock friends, how far away is the ground from the ship currently?
The ground from the ship, you're looking at about 300 feet.
Yeah, then I'm not jumping right now, so I guess I'll hang out until the ground gets closer for me not to die on.
Okay. Ghastgar, with your roll of 19, you were able to successfully orient the ship, but at the moment it seems Luncia is now having a bit of trouble herself. One of the levers gets jammed and she is not able to pull it fully, and at that, the ship drops another 100 feet towards the ground, and you still have 200 feet before you make it to this small runway of yours.
I would like to unjam that lever with using some oil or something, or...
He got a can of WD-40.
I mean, I probably do. But I also have the right tools for the job as one of my artificer thingy-mabobbers, which means
okay.
I can magically create the set of tools that would be best for the job in order to do it.
Okay, roll another intelligence check.
How far away is Kruz from Parker?
I'm right at the same railing as you.
20. Dirty 20.
Did you land or are you still flying?
I'm on the other side of the railing, just holding onto the railing. Wings are like spread out, so I didn't cross the railing to your side because I figured people could just jump on and I'd fly down.
If you guys want to finish whatever you're doing up.
What was your total? Your total on the advantage?
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20, yes. With a dirty 20, you were able to unjam the lever.
and continue on. And it's at this, actually, from the forge, Jerry looks up, and then you see him fly from the forge and go straight up into the balloon. And you see the balloon suddenly begin to expand and then get lifted ever so slightly. And you guys are able to gain another 50 feet as you're continuing to fall.
Does anybody have any sort of wind magic or something that can blow up against that balloon?
How convenient of you to ask, Ghastgar. Yes, it's like I'm running over.
Ellanya, blow the balloon.
Okay, I blow. I'll guess a wind hit the balloon.
Okay, using control wind. Accompanied with Jerry, accompanied with the increase in maneuverability from Ghastgar, the ship just barely manages to miss the barley fields and land, crashing to the ground as it does, skidding forward sideways. Luncia attempting to maneuver any type of landing gear, but not being able to get it to respond. And as it crashes and skids forward, you guys are able to see pieces of rock just being thrown in all directions until finally it comes to a stop.
Right before it hit the ground, Kruz spread his wings out and lifted off of the ship so he didn't get caught into the crash.
Okay.
Kruz, fly as high as you can and see if you can see if we were shot down or if this was a spontaneous explosion.
No, I'm gonna actually fly around to the other side of the ship and inspect where the ship was hit. If it's metal going inward, means it was hit. If it's metal going outward, means spontaneous explosion.
Roll a perception check.
That is a 17 on the die with a +4, so 21.
With a 21, you are able to clearly see the rent metal going outward from the engine.
Kruz is going to land on the deck and say, well, from everything I can tell, it looks like it was an internal explosion. Looks like possibly one of the engines blew up.
Okay, this is going to draw a lot of attention. And according to Luncia here, we're probably going to get some unwanted attention from Deodovan, and especially if any of them were watching their ship come into town and it come down, they're going to come rushing out. We need to get lost.
Where's the remaining Deodovan? Because Kruz has a suspicion.
You do not see him.
They're nowhere?
You don't see him, on the ship at least.
Ghastgar, I don't see any Deodovan around here at all. I think this was sabotage.
Well, Luncia is right here, and she's one of the Deodovan.
But is she here still? Because I was just told...
She is right there. Her hands like frozen on the controls.
Okay.
She was literally helping me bring the ship down.
Huum, hearing this, is going to dash inside.
So Kruz is going to get her attention and snap her out of her frozen state, her state of shock. Luncia shakes her a little bit.
What?
Are there any remote self-destruct devices on the engines that Deodovan can explode or detonate or anything along those lines? Could this ship have been reported as stolen and the ones that seen us coming into town blown it?
No, we do not carry self-destructive pieces on the ships. These are meant to be Deodovan to Deodovan. We have no need for that. Anyone who takes one of these ships can't even dock it anywhere. There's nothing for here, but right now, mind you, the ship is also on fire, and there are several other pieces of the ship that can go. So we might want to get off of the ship as fast as possible.
Kruz, get off the ship! Guys, get off the ship!
That's what I was trying to do already.
Ghastgar is skittering.
Kruz is going to yell for Jerry, run to Parker's parents, and help them off the ship.
Okay. Vall?
I'm going back inside to get Tom Tibia.
Okay.
He can burn.
Tom Tibia, as you run down, you hear a door constantly trying to open, but is stuck because the door handle is missing.
Well, time to kick at a door.
Okay, roll a strike check.
I'm prepared, I swear. That is a 17.
With a 17, you're able to knock down the door pretty easily. From the inside, you see Tom Tibia sitting there on his bed, trying to catch himself. I have been trapped in here for 3 days! I have been trying to get someone to open this door!
Well, you'll be pleased to know, Tom, the ship is on fire and about to explode. You should run.
Is that lead the way. We need to get off the ship then. Was that what the whole explosion was?
Yes. Go away from the fire. I recommend that. I have the rest of the ship to explore.
Time to get out. Okay. And he continues on behind you, just in time for you to see Fluffy as well. Right now, carrying a turtle shell past you guys.
Is he in his shell again, like tucked in?
You don't know.
Huum is going to dart down to the detonated engine room and check it out real quick before he leaves.
Okay. It's getting hot. When you start going down to that second level, it is hot. If you're going to try to get into the engine room, I need you to make a constitution save.
Can I swing by the kitchen and douse myself in water real quick?
Yes. Take an action to do so. This will give you advantage on this. This is
right.
more for your breath.
All right, no problem.
But you will not take any fire damage for running down there.
All right, I have advantage, you said?
Yes.
Got a 19 and a 12, so I'll take the 19.
19, perfect. With a 19, you're able to get down there, and you're able to observe right now the rightmost engine is on fire from the inside. It is burning, and you're able to see several pipes have burst. And I will say with a 19, you're able to see that it has burst at 2 valves in particular.
I still have Ghastgar's little photo device, right?
Yep.
I'll take a picture.
Okay.
And I'll make a perception check to see if I can't find the remaining Deodovan. Alright, that was a 17.
You have no sign of him. All of the doors right now are open. You open the last one, and he is not on the ship.
Well then, With that said, Vall will make one last pass, listen for people trying to escape the rooms with broken doors, and then escape.
Okay. Everyone else has made it out. All the other doors are open, and there's no one left on the ship. The rest of you guys are able to hop ship fairly easily. It's about a little bit over a 5-foot drop to the edge. Yes, Lola.
Oh no, Ellanya is running in that captain quarters and grabbing every single piece of evidence and everything in there and shoving in her bag. Nice try. No, Ellanya is saving every piece of research.
Agreed. Parker will assist in this.
Thank you.
Okay. Running into the captain's quarters, you two shove everything you have into there. I must ask, do you take the globe?
Yep, I am taking the globe. Actually, yes, thank you for popping that DM. Ellanya grabs it and takes it with her.
How big is it?
That globe's been bothering me.
It's about 1.5 feet by 1.5 feet.
I shove in the bag of holding with my jar of hearts.
Okay. Ironic. Okay.
I'm writing notes now.
I need you to make dexterity checks, please.
Fudge. All right, hold on.
Dex check or dex?
No! That was a natural 1 for...
A dex save. Sorry, a dex save.
All of us?
No, just those two, because they were the only two remaining on the ship.
That was a 4 for a natural 1.
Okay.
Ooh, 15.
15. The question must be asked, Ellanya. Will you critical gambit?
Absolutely not! I would rather shoot myself in the foot than do another critical gambit in my existence here. No!
Alright, then well done. At the time being right now, you guys run off. A secondary explosion rocks the side of the ship. Ellanya, you are thrown to the opposite end of the room, and you take 7 points of bludgeoning damage as you smash into the side of the ship. Parker, you, having succeeded, only take 3.
Well, shoot. Okay.
Right. But with that, the doorway is open, and you guys are able to escape the ship if you so desire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Jumping off the ship, you two being the last two off of it, you land. Everyone right now is safely off the ship. And you see a bit of the wheat field on the side is on fire from the secondary explosion, but it's strange. As the wheat is on fire, you do notice out of the corner of your eye, Parker, Huum, Vall, Ellanya. Ghastgar, what's your passive?
12.
12. Okay, so you three, and Kruz, what's yours as well?
Passive perception is 14.
Perfect. Okay, so the three of you would notice the stalks that are on fire. You see them immediately shoot into the ground and snuff the fire, and it immediately stops it from spreading.
Can I detect magic?
Oh, detecting magic, you feel magic emanating from the entire field around you. You see it outlining each individual stalk. Ghastgar, you see it too.
Wait, I do? Oh, I do.
You do?
I look back at Ghastgar.
The stalks are glowing like Ellanya and us.
I think that means some sort of magic.
I think so too. We still haven't had time to address Ellanya glowing and being magic? But anyway, beanstalks.
But yeah, when we have time.
Kruz is going to yell, "Everyone to the road!"
Everyone right now is in the road.
I thought we were in the field.
No, you guys crashed onto the road. Everyone hopped off and onto the road, specifically.
Oh, so we're all standing in on the road right now, not in the field.
Yeah, we're just looking at the field.
Okay, so in their eyes, we're standing on the road, but surrounded by a glowing field.
Yes, and you did see Tailtown leading to the right of you, and you would have seen, in a far off to the left, a golden-topped building that would have represented the guild hall. You landed in kind of the split between the two.
Okay, this is what I'm going to propose. I'm going to propose all the civilians go to Tailtown, while us guild members, we go to the guild hall with the golden roof over there, and we figure out what's going on around here.
Oh, no, don't send them to Tailtown. There's a fracture there. If the shade has done this to all of them, then you're sending them to the death.
You're absolutely right. I figured the Tailtown was still intact. Because, yeah, I guess we're taking everyone to the guild. The guild should have plenty of supplies for a few civilians.
We need to get away from this burning ship that could still set the field on fire. But we also need to get away from the ship because there could be Daeodovin coming to investigate why their ship fell from the sky. We need to go. We can't keep standing around here. I jump up on Kruz's horns as being the tallest point around here besides the beanstalks. Is there any good hiding place?
How about we just go to the guild hall and just book it?
Yes, let's get to the guild hall. But we don't want to take a direct route there. It seems like a bad idea if some Daeodovin come looking for us.
No, only Daeodovin drive these ships.
Right now, if you wanted to, you could cut through the field to get there quicker. And especially with your stature, it would be not very hard to hide within it.
If we go through the fields and lay low, nobody will see us and we'll get there fast. Isn't that best, Mr. Sneaky?
Mr. Sneaky Sneak.
I mean, I make it there in about the same amount of time as the rest of you, so.
Okay, that's great. Let's go. Jerry, into the pen.
From the balloon, of which he comes out looking a little bit more tired than usual, but swoops to the plan nonetheless.
I will give you some good applewood later.
Jerry nods and hides.
I begin to scurry off towards the guild hall through the field.
Okay, Ghastgar, please make a strength saving throw.
That is a 13? Yeah, 13.
Okay. As you begin to enter the field, you suddenly see the stalks begin to wrap around your hands and your legs, and in a moment, which one is higher, your strength or dex save?
My dex save.
I'm going to use my cutting words, so I'm going to use a point of inspiration. Never mind. I apologize. I misread it.
Let's say cutting words cuts it off of his.
Yeah, I know. I was gonna wait.
His-
No, I don't want to do that. I thought I was gonna add it to it.
Ghastgar almost made it. Frack, you die. Yes, sorry. Yes. Ghastgar, roll a dexterity saving throw.
Okay, 18.
18. With an 18, upon running into the field, you suddenly see the wheat and barley around you begin to bend towards you. You feel them wrap around your arms, your legs. You manage to slip them out, but they are coming after you ravenously, and they are trying to drag you down, and you manage to slip back onto the road, and the barley cloves kind of like reach out towards you. Out of your reach, they begin to slowly move back into their upright positions and slowly moving back and forth.
Okay, magic field. That's a big fat nope, nope, nope. Don't go into the field.
Immediately, you see Medina pull out her two-handed great axe and go towards the barley, and you did not just try to eat my friend! And as she begins to swing into it, the axe head cuts through about 3 of the stalks and then stops. The various remaining ones begin to wrap around the axe, of which she is able to pull it back just by pure strength. And you see the severed heads of the cloves slip down into the earth and vanish. I can't. Is this something I should be doing?
I'm gonna say no. Let's not touch the barley.
Yes, stay away from it.
Where's Tom Tibia?
Leave Tom alone. Hashtag save Tom. Jesus Christ. We've done enough to him.
He's like 10 feet back. Right now, he's kind of standing next to Fluffy, who at the moment still has a big turtle shell. He's just kind of holding it out.
Kruz is gonna grab Tom Tibia by the back of the neck and fly above and say, "Hey, remember when you gave us all that alcohol?"
Roll a strength check if you will really want to do this.
Is Ellanya right there as well?
You do see Kruz begin to fly towards Tom.
Okay, Ellanya, if you, okay, I'm gonna, I just note that Ellanya is watching this and on alert.
Okay.
That is, God, that is a 9.
9. Okay.
Kruz doesn't feel he's not putting his heart into this.
Grabbing Tom Tibia, you feel Tom grab you and suddenly push you down onto the ground, your wings fluttering up, but Tom holds you to the ground, and he looks you dead in the eye. Kruz, don't touch me again.
Kruz is gonna be like, "What the just happened? What?"
He can hold Kruz down, but he can't hold his weight with Ellanya on it.
He wasn't expecting that one.
Kruz is completely dumbfounded, like, "How did this midget do this to me?"
And he's just looking you dead in the eye. Do you do anything?
Is he? Well, yeah. Kruz is gonna get up and be like, "Well, no pranks on Tom Tibia."
Hey, quit all this tomfoolery. Let's get a move on.
My God. Fluffy takes up position next to you, Ellanya, and you all begin to make your way down towards the guild hall. Ghastgar, next to you, Luncia kind of comes up to you. I don't think it needs to be said, but I definitely think Dallin sabotaged the ship.
Okay, that's not great. Whose team are you on? I'm looking her dead in the eyes, trying to get a feel if she's telling the truth or not. I like to do insight.
I fling Ghastgar his little camera device.
I catch it, but I do not break eye contact with Luncia.
Okay, roll insight.
Ah, man, it doesn't matter what dice I pick tonight. I rolled that 45 and it's been all downhill from there. 10.
Then, given the look on her face of genuine shock, it definitely looks like she was not planning this. This was something that hit her out of the blue, and she genuinely looks rattled.
Okay, all right. Luncia, I want to trust you, but you have to understand, others might look at you very skeptically. Do you understand?
He looks at you. I don't really understand, actually. I've stood with you. I showed you how the ship worked. I tried to get the ship down. A ship engine exploded.
These are all points in your favor. That's why I'm willing to believe you. But I take a quick glance at the photo I was just thrown. To the best of my understanding of the ship, does it indeed look like sabotage?
It definitely looks like the valves on the left side were closed in a state that you would know as when it is docked and not intended to be running in any way, shape, and form. It's practically the two E-stops. However, it was also noted that the second one was the landing gear, and it is usually there marked to keep the pressure on the landing gear when it is docked, but this was closed right now during flight, so when she tried to activate it, the pressure built up behind it and erupted. So it definitely looks like it was designed to go when landing.
I'm going to relay all of this to her. So, I'm sure you have the curious mind to want to understand what went wrong. With this valve here closed, when you pulled the landing lever, the pressure
Built up here and then exploded there. Right there before the two valves. Yes, no, I see this.
Right. The skeptical person would say that this was a inside job done by two people by necessity. The hopeful person might say that this was a trap set up for another one to walk into. The fact that you are a Deodovan and a fellow Deodovan to the suspect of the sabotage may mean that you are a collaborator. This is the reasonable suspicion and conclusion that somebody could come to. And to cover your own tracks, perhaps you are throwing your collaborator under the bus. As for me, I trust you. I believe you. You helped me bring the ship down safely, and while we were in the thick of it, I saw your genuine panic. But I have a lot of skeptics for friends in this crew, and they might not all believe you like I do.
He looks to the rest of you all, and depending on who was listening, do any of you share these accusations or feelings?
Ellanya's gonna walk up to her and just, there are things that I cannot tell you because I'm respecting your culture, and I want you to know, no, I do not share these feelings at all. You stood there when no one else would, and I will always remember that.
She bows to you.
Wait, the ship was sabotaged?
It appears so. From looking at things from a technical perspective, based off of this picture that Vall just handed to me, yes. Undeniably yes. Only somebody who intimately knows the inside workings of the ship could have set up such a scenario.
Ghastgar, if you do not believe it was her, then I trust you.
You know, I know someone who knows quite a bit about mechanical workings that might be quite a deceiver and trickster. I haven't seen him, have you?
Who? This is Chris. I genuinely missed something here.
Edward. He also builds things. He knows mechanical properties of things. He wasn't in his room when... I don't know. Ellanya doesn't know that, but... he wasn't in his room when you guys went in there?
I saw him, and I was asking him about the box, which we're on timeout from. He won't get back the box.
I don't trust him.
Never mind about the box. When I was talking with him, I think it would have been too quick before the ship went down. Sawyer, would he have had time, based off my understanding, to do that?
Edward?
Yeah. Would he have had enough time to set up that failure?
Probably not. He was with Vall for the vast majority of the time, and up to the point when he was actually going to jump ship was with Vall.
I find it highly unlikely that he would have had enough time to do such a thing. I think the clearest suspect is Luthen.
Probably.
Better assessment, I would say. He's not here. I definitely, in the conversations we had, it definitely felt like it was, his words were less than genuine, but I did not think that they ran so deep as to try to kill everybody on the ship.
It seems like our only path forward is literally the path forward. And we need to be vigilant. Every bit of my animal instinct is telling me that we need to be ready for a fight. We are literally surrounded by a field that is an enemy, with only one path in to a situation we don't know. I can only imagine that there's Daredovin on the other end of the path, who are at least curious about an exploding ship of theirs. They're going to come investigate. And I highly doubt they would have brought passengers onto a ship like this, and I look to Luncia for verification, even in a desperate situation.
This is correct.
We're in a very bad spot, especially with Daredovin.
Yes, I think that we need to continue on as fast as possible, get as far away from that as possible, because they're going to be looking for the crew of it.
Indeed, can we all agree to shut up and move?
Are we not walking and talking? We can walk and talk.
No, you guys are walking and talking.
Yeah, well, I've been walking this whole time.
All right. In my head canon, we were all just standing around talking with a burning ship in the background.
No, you guys have been moving this whole time.
Good.
Mm-mm. Like, let's stand next to the giant bomb and have a little campfire chat.
No, everyone's been moving.
As long as you got some s'mores.
No. We've all been moving.
With all being said, Parker will try to grab as much attention for the group and...
Yes, can we all make one promise, one deal, please? Can we not kill anymore?
No.
Kruz can't make that promise.
I will kill if it's necessary, and only if.
I think Pocket's trying to say, can we stop being murderers and getting in trouble?
Oh, that's on you guys.
Yes, a bad report to the Daredovin is not what we need. Murdering the men because they're investigating a Daredovin ship is a little unnecessary. If they're just doing their job, then...
I'm more worried about them killing us.
If they pull out a sword and start shoving it my way, I'm going to be inclined to fight. That's all I'm going to say.
I'm just saying there's alternative methods to murder, like making them unconscious, knocking them out. Sleep, something.
You know, Parker, you're probably the best one for the job. So why don't you take the lead of the group then?
If you want us to not be murderers, then lead by example then, Parker.
Okay, I guess Parker will run up and take lead. He'll straighten his back up a little bit more and get that big that arm pump going.
Meanwhile, his dog is just swaying behind him, left to right to left.
What was that Daredovin's name that was walking with us?
Luncia.
Well, okay, while they're all having this banter, I'm going to grab Luncia and pull her back a little bit, but keep walking, and I'm going to say, how would one find Commander Destin? I'm sure you would know where he would run to if he was escaping somewhere.
As she continues to walk, she looks up at you. Now that the Steamtop district has been lost, most likely they're going to be heading to the northern Sandlands, where the other head of the Daredovin are.
Okay, thank you.
They will most likely be going by ship, though, to avoid any of the unwelcomed guests of the southern Sandlands. So they will most likely be heading west and then north.
All right.
As a point of order, Swiss is pointing directly at the back of Parker.
Okay, got it. Not menacingly.
Nope, not menacingly, just ready to...
I was going to say, what did Parker do?
ready to give some aid if it becomes necessary. And I've got some of my orbs if Flash of Genius becomes necessary.
Okay. Making your guys' way down through the road about for a mile to your left. Yes, sir.
Actually, before you continue, Parker will actually pull out his violin and actually start playing music while we march along.
On the road again.
Very good.
The Hopalian national anthem, if I could.
Very good. Okay. You all inspired by the Hopalian national anthem playing just beside you.
What is this awful song?
Oh.
This is the
While
greatest
music is
song
playing,
that
can I
has
knock
ever
on
been
Relic's
written.
shell? Can I knock on his shell, please? Why is he being carried by Fluffy? Because he's still in there.
Okay.
I'm like...
So, as the song is playing, you all see from down the way a small, what looks to be village. And it seems as though this may be a small place where any guild members or families of the guild members reside just outside the large golden top guild hall. This guild hall, you can already tell from here, is like a large golden tent. It's larger than the guild hall of Hopel, and it looks to be made of this golden sheened, not leather, canvas. You can hear the sound of fighting right now emanating from inside the small village, and even from this distance, Ellanya.
Oh, Ellanya's gonna hear the fighting in the town and like the chaos, and she's gonna start sprinting towards it. She already knows.
You see right now, racing down toward you all, on this one road, you see what you would recognize as a moss toad, accompanied right now by 2 gray-skinned shivers on both sides. And from right behind it, you see a skullfang, a large, 6-armed, lizard and snake-like creature, all of them slithering toward you as fast as possible. Ugh. The fists slamming onto the ground. It seems as though they are chasing the moss toad, but they are all heading in your direction. They are about 100 feet away. Do you all draw your weapons?
I take a shot.
Okay.
Yes, I'm gonna call Fluffy and Walter to my side.
Okay. Ellanya, seeing this, drawing your weapons, you do see something emerge from Relic's shell. You see, "My name is." Peek up and slide halfway out. Look up, look over. What's going on?
Kruz is gonna say, "Hi, my lovely bedhead."
And that is where we will leave off for this episode.
Oh no, Ellanya's gonna her ears go dark red and she's gonna faint right there on the spot.